Skyfire pop cult fan here, and welcome back to my series of horror movie reviews leading up to Halloween because it's October. So, today I want to review some major classics as well as the remake of Evil Dead. So, let's get right down to it. The original Evil Dead. This movie came out in 1981, and when I saw this movie for the first time, I didn't like it that much for some reason. Like, the first time I saw this movie, it creeped me out, but something about it just seemed off to me. Maybe it was the practical effects. Maybe that was off to me because I could tell that they were animatronics that they were using. I don't know why, but for some reason that bothered me when I first saw it. But this movie, it grew on me. It grew on me over time, and the production value for this movie, it's very old school. It's very hands-on. It's very like a B movie almost. It's very intriguing. I like some of the POV shots of how the evil is sort of chasing people in this movie and in the second film, and it's a very intriguing movie, but for some odd reason, I just didn't like it at first when I first saw it. It creeped me out, and the practical effects seemed kind of weird to me because there was animatronics. I could tell that the possessed people were being created with animatronics when they died. I don't know, for some odd reason. I guess that kind of I don't know. I just noticed that, because this is an old movie, and I could tell what the effects were in this movie. I don't know, maybe that's why I didn't like the movie at first, but it grew on me. This movie, it's definitely a classic in every way. Evil Dead stars Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams. He's not that Ash Williams that we know and love, like from the other movies, but they started him off as this relatively normal guy. At first, he's a relatively normal guy in this original film, and of course we're seeing him and his friends, his sister, his girlfriend, this other guy, and yeah, it's about this group of five friends in a cabin. Evil is killing them one by one, possessing them. It's a demons. It's demons. It's evil demons possessing people, not zombies, because that has been mistaken from other people. People think this movie is a zombie movie. It's not a zombie movie. Zombies don't talk. Okay? Zombies don't talk. This is about demons. And they're called Deadites in some of the later films in the TV show. Do not mistake demons in this movie for zombies. Just don't. Okay, so this is the original film. It's a straightforward horror film, and it is a classic in every way. So, Evil Dead 2. Voila! Evil Dead 2 is easily one of the best movie sequels of all time, in my personal opinion. And like the first film, I didn't like it at first when I first saw it because it was very tongue-in-cheek. It was much more humorous, and I don't know, these movies, I didn't like them at first when I first saw them, but they grew on me over time. I really appreciate them now. So, Evil Dead 2, once again follows Ash, and then it takes a bit of a different turn where we follow some of these other characters. One of the characters is the daughter of Professor Nobi, who originally summoned the demons in the original film. So yeah, yeah, it follows some different people. There's still 5 people that the demon kills off one by one, except for Ash, of course. So that's still a thing in this one. But this movie, it definitely feels like more of a slapstick humor horror film. And yeah, it's a classic in every way. It gave the birth to one of the best horror movie heroes of all time, Ash Williams. he gets his hand chopped off because his hand was possessed. He replaces it with a freaking chainsaw, and oh my gosh, this movie's awesome. Yeah, Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. So yeah, this is a classic in every way. I enjoy the hell out of this movie. I didn't appreciate it at first because of the tongue-in-cheek humor, but it grew on me over time, just like the first film. And it's a really good movie. It's one of the better movie sequels of all time. So yeah, that's Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. And the third film in the original trilogy, I have the Army of Darkness Screwhead Edition. So it's a different edition, includes some other things. But yeah, Army of Darkness. It ditches the horror and goes for a more fantasy action sort of flick. I mean, it's still Evil Dead. There are still elements of Evil Dead in this, but they're kept to a very small minimum. And this is a funny movie. It goes for that more fantasy element to it, because Ash, at the end of the last film, was transported through time and into the 1300s. And we're seeing Ash basically face evil armies, the Deadites. The term Deadite is used in this movie and has been ever since this movie. So, yeah. Army of Darkness, it's follows Ash. He's fighting evil in the 1300s, and we're following some other characters. This wise man, sort of this Merlin kind of figure, and this other girl that's basically is Ash's love interest, and we see an evil version of Ash, like an evil possessed version of Ash in this movie, and it's just a lot of fun. I really enjoy this movie. Definitely intriguing, to say the least. So yeah, that is Army of Darkness. So, out of the original trilogy, I rate each of them an A. Alright. And now for the remake, the final film that came out. Evil Dead, the remake. So it's basically the same as the original film, the original Evil Dead movie, where it follows the original five. I mean, not the original five, but like different characters in this cabin once again. The evil kills them off one by one. It has basically the same sort of story as the original film, but these characters have a reason why they're there. This movie is a remake. And usually remakes aren't that good, but I think this one's really good. This one definitely uses all practical effects rather than CGI, and I applaud this movie for that. They use practical effects, and when the characters get possessed, it looks it looks great. It's practical effects, and I love this movie because you can definitely get the atmosphere of this movie is definitely very creepy, and the actors are actually doing pretty good jobs in their roles. I mean, some are better than others. I really like Jane Levy is in this movie as Mia, and her brother is in the movie. Her brother's girlfriend is in this movie. That's the one character I don't really care for as much in this movie. And then there's the college friend, the guy with the long hair. And I do really like this movie. It's really good. The actors are really good. And it definitely goes for that more straightforward horror aspect to it, just like the original film. And I really enjoy this movie. The final act of this movie was gory as hell. Yeah, this movie, it makes you want to take a shower after seeing it, because this movie is very gory, very bloody. It's gonna make you feel dirty after you see it. Yeah, watch out for that. So Evil Dead, the remake. That is my review for that movie, and I give that one a B+. I wouldn't say it's the best movie in the series, but it's definitely it is a really good movie, but I wouldn't say it's perfect. There are certain parts of the movie that I don't care for as much, but it's still a really good movie nonetheless. One of the better horror movie remakes out there. And yeah, that is my review. I give it a B+. So those are my reviews for all the Evil Dead movies. And next time, tomorrow, I will review the TV show, Ash vs. Evil Dead. So look forward to that. That is my review, guys. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone. Peace.